Welcome to the edge of the unknown, where the boundaries of reality are pushed to the limit. Introducing Flux AI, the revolutionary new AI platform that's changing the game. With Flux AI, your data is yours alone. It's not shared, it's not sold, it's yours to keep and yours to use. Imagine a world where AI is not just a tool, but a catalyst for creativity, innovation, and progress. Join the revolution. Join Flux AI. Down the rabbit hole. Flux AI. Your data, your way.
We are live. Davey, how the hell are you, buddy?
Good morning. How's it going?
Another day, another flux. That's what I say. I'm in a good mood today. Why? Because we're going to talk about Project Arcane. We're going to talk about our roadmap. Our roadmap is glorious. I can't wait to see it, man. I can't wait to share it with everyone. So much awesome stuff happening. Davey, what are you thinking about, bud? It's early. It's early for you, homie.
It's always early for me when we talk. I got my coffee. I got somebody in the back that's willing to come forward. We haven't seen him in a while on a stream. I think it's been a
I look forward to bringing him in. So, I gotta ask you though, Davey. Do you notice anything different about me, dude?
Yeah, I'm missing half of you.
45 pounds, baby.
Yeah, it might not look like it, but I lost about 40 myself.
No, you can tell it right here where this kind of hangs down. Your shirt's a little loose.
Everything is loose these days, so that's the downside.
How many pounds did Caroline lose?
She beat us all to the punch.
I know. She looks awesome. She did
65 pounds.
Good Lord. That's amazing. I thought 45. I thought 45 was impressive. All right, guys. We're not. All right. We got in trouble. We got in trouble last time for bantering. So I'm sorry, but we are going to banter. Probably want to watch it on the replay if you're time sensitive. Look, I wear 2 watches for a reason. I'm always there on time for a reason. So let's go. All right. Without further ado, the big thing we're going to talk about today, and the one that I'm super excited about, is Project Arcane. Now, if you've been with the Flux community long enough to know, we have this affinity for creating nicknames. Well, no, it's just me, really.
It is just
the guys are like, I'll just nickname stuff, and they'll be like, "What the hell is Project Arcane?" But I like to do it that way. It gives a little bit of excitement in the team and for the community as well. But Project Arcane, hands down, is probably one of the biggest things we've done since the day we created Flux, which is impressive because it changes the way that our structure is. Folks talk a lot about, we run on a Linux distribution. Project Arcane is going to take and create the Flux operating system, literally an operating system.
Let a person talk about it.
No, I already told him I was going to break the ice and then bring him in. There, except for a heavy hitter. But how do you get any bigger than that? Because that changes the game holistically. There's no other legacy tech sectors that are out there building their own OS specifically for the Flux network and specifically to benefit blockchain. So pretty amazing stuff. So without further ado, one of my best friends, Volter.
Hello, guys.
How the hell are you today, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for having me in here. Usually I am one of the guys just watching the AMA. This time I'm also live here together with you guys. I'm very, very happy to be here and talk about Project Arcane.
Absolutely. Volter, I got to ask you, bro, is that plant real in the background there?
Yeah, we have to ask everybody.
No, it's not.
Well, that's okay. That's okay.
It's a typical answer for a Flux person, to be honest.
This plant and this plant were given to me by my nephew, who is serving in the United States military, the Air Force, and he's currently stationed in South Korea. And then when he's done there for a year, then he's heading to Germany. So he asked me to take care of his plants. And as of today, they're still alive. So if he's watching this, I have not killed them yet.
But Volter, this did a good job.
Yeah. Well, Volter, this is am I wrong by saying this? Like, this is probably one of the biggest things we've done with the platform since we launched. I mean, one of the larger things that we've done, because this is a real game changer. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Okay, so basically, since we start the Flux network, we always had the vision, the target that we want, that was make it enterprise ready. And from the last few years, we have been building step by step the stones or the pieces that we believe that were like mandatory for companies to start using our network. And I can give some examples like fiat payments, because we know that for some companies, they are not used to use crypto. Other features like backups, restores, a good management area for the app owners. But there was one piece, the biggest one, that is the one that we are presenting today, that will basically bring the privacy to our network. Why will it bring privacy? Currently, the Flux node operators, when they install a Flux node, they are the root of their systems, and the root is the user that have access to everything. So if an app is installed on one of their machines, they can go and sniff the data, check basically what is happening in there. And the Project Arcane will basically change that completely. So the Project Arcane is a full operating system based on Ubuntu 24 that will be mandatory to be installed on all nodes on the network in the next few months. This is expected to be released until the end of the year, and we will give few months for the community, the node operators, to change for the new system. The operating system basically have lots of features incorporated to make it not possible for the node operator to go and check the data. One of the things I can already say is the node operator will no longer have access to root. He will have access to a user that can do some maintenance to the node. It will not be able to execute sudo commands. All the commands that he can execute on his machine will be basically from a list of commands that we will allow to be executed on the machine. Can we make the presentation online? So, sorry, Davey,
you're doing a good job there, but so we let you just talk. But let's go into the power presentation as well. I know, guys, we've got PowerPoint presentation time, but there's so much information to and I know you guys are already asking questions.
I got so many damn questions here, right?
So,
but first thing I got is a statement. I don't know that people understand how big this is, because this makes a difference between, we've always had our node operators and our customers at heart, right? So we always knew for them to be protected, we needed to basically use this as an ISP would use it, right? It just needs to be a data path moving back and forth. If somebody deploys something nefarious on your nodes, we need to be able to prevent that. And also make sure the node operators are not liable for that as well. So this is a big deal, because essentially by doing this, this makes this a a tied together network where the node operators are just providing services much like an ISP, which is huge. And by the way, that's been the reason why we really push this is from legal advice as well. So this truly is another step to make this unbelievably decentralized across the board. It also opens us to our enterprise customers, because one of the big things we've seen with some of our customers we're currently working with, none that I can name or Davey would choke the hell out of me, but I will tell you they're big. And the biggest thing that they wanted to make sure is they had that private setup. I mean, it turns the entire network into an enterprise-based network, which is amazing. So, sorry, Volter. I just wanted to note that because that's
that was a very slippery slope there, Mr. Keller. Very slippery slope.
I didn't say it.
You didn't say anything, so but that was a very slippery slope. Anyway,
damn NDAs.
Let's just have some fun here. Boom.
How can you not love Project Arcane? Hopefully there's some World of Warcraft players in here. I was rolled as an Arcane mage for like 5 years, man. Like I love that stuff. So, for the Alliance.
You were the guy in the back, just saying.
Dude, my DPS was sick. My mage was
All right. Never played the game. Sorry. I
was a warrior. I was the one in front of the big monster, so all good.
Well, if it wasn't for World of Warcraft, I wouldn't be here today. How do you like that? Because I found Bitcoin very, 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 very early on because I was buying WoW gold with it. Like a dumbass.
I don't know if that's better or worse than the pizza story, honestly. But that's I think actually worse than the pizza story.
Dan. That's worse than the pizza story. I mean, come on, man. I went back and looked at the wallet I used and I could have cried.
I bet. All right, let's dive into Project Arcane because we're already
already provided some information, and I will ask you, Dave, if you can just keep rolling until we get to the SASH. I will not be reading it, but I will mention some things.
I'll give people a second to. You can always pause, guys, if you want to read it more thoroughly, but I'll just skip through some.
So one of the things that will be on this. Let's say operating system installer is the process of the install the node itself. It will be much more simple. So currently, you are aware of the multi-toolbox. It will not be used on the operating system, the Flux OS Live. Basically, I can already share this with you guys. From Zelcore or SSP, you will have a new button that will send all the fields that are required for the node currently to a database. You receive an ID, and that's the only field that you need to paste on the installer regarding the node. So currently I have, 5, 6 fields, and we are used to see on the community support that sometimes people still, despite they are trying to go using the guide, they still miss some fields. So it will be almost like you just need to insert one field and all information will be retrieved from a database. So it will be a much more simpler way for the node operator to make the installation process. Can you move for the next slide? So it will be a ISO image. Also, something important that I believe it says in here, that is, we will remove from the node operator the part that is responsible for updating his system. So basically, we will be delivering new image versions with every time there is a patch for security for the Ubuntu stuff, anything that is important, we will just release a new image version, and the nodes that are installed, they will get the new version download and install. So basically, we will remove these from...
We're making it easy.
Yeah, that's it. We will make much easier. And also it's important for us that this way we control what versions of each software that is installed on the nodes. Can you move to the next slide?
Absolutely. You just tell me when.
Okay, so the operating system used secure boot unified kernel image NDM to verify that the operating system was not tampered. So how can I say this? I usually say nothing is impossible on IT, but we will make as much harder as possible to make it, let's say, completely impossible for anyone to go and try to change what is running on regarding the operating system. So we will not allow for people to change anything on the operating system. We will have many things that will validate that it was not tampered by anyone. Okay? Can move to the next slide, please. Yeah, so basically, the operating system, like I said, we will have automatic updates. The only thing that will be happening outside the operating system level is the Flux OS, the current Flux OS, that will continue to distribute. We are currently releasing one version per week, and those versions, when they are released, they will be automatically updated on the Flux nodes. The image itself will contain like everything else regarding the operating system, not only the operating system, regarding also the Flux, for example, the Flux daemon, the Flux bench, that are all part of the package of the operating system. What is not included is the Flux OS, let's say like this. That will continue to have updates and updates. Can move to the next slide.
Yeah, we got 19 slides, guys, so we're gonna move fast through these because I know there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, it will be very easy to add storage and stuff like that to the operating system if needed. That's what we have on this slide. You can move already to the next one, please. And now we get on the important slide, encrypted data. So first of all is that the operating system will only install on TPM UEFI BIOS. What does this mean? For example, Windows 11 requires TPM motherboards with TPM UEFI BIOS. And why is this mandatory? Because the operating system will install and create two partitions on the system. One partition is the operating system, let's say operating system partition, and the other one is the data, where all the applications that will be installed on the node will be. But the operating system will be encrypted by the TPM UEFI. What does this mean? If you remove the hard drive from a computer and you put it elsewhere, you will not be able to get the data in there because it will be encrypted. Only on the machine that was installed, these will be able to start up and run. This is a security measure. Now, the partition of data will also be encrypted, but it's not encrypted by the TPM UEFI BIOS stuff. And we can move to the next slide.
I'm listening.
Okay, so this brings like a vision of the blocks: secure boot, unified kernel. We verify the operating system image, and then we have something that we will talk after, that we call it system attestation service. And this will bring a block level of encryption to the entire system. Can you move to the next slide?
Just for everybody, he's going over this fast. There's a lot more to unpack here, but we can always do this again and set up another.
Okay, so the SASH, the System Attestation Service, it's a big, something big that we are building that will be responsible for several things. I will mention just the most important, that is to encrypt the partition where the data is going to be stored. And this project is closed source. It will not be available anywhere and will be only included on the image, on the Flux OS operating system image. The operating system will be open source. Currently, you cannot see it, but we will make it open source before the release, the official release. Why this will be closed source? Because we don't want anyone to know how the data partition will be encrypted. There are lots of things in there to make it really robust. Each computer will have a completely different key for the encryption. This is one of the things that is also important. And we can, Davey, we can go move on to talk a bit about it. So one of the things the SASH will be checking is the integrity of the operating system. So the SASH will check if nothing on the operating system was tampered. When I can give you like for one fast example of something that will be checked. Currently, when on your machines you have a file where you have the users and if they have SSH access, for example, this file cannot be changed. If for any reason that is not supposed to happen, but for any reason, if someone hacks the system and is able to change that file, this SASH will check it and will do stuff. When I'm saying do stuff, it will basically put your node completely offline and automatically will delete any application that is installed on the node. So your system is no longer secure and you cannot be on the network anymore. Can you move to the next slide? So, like I was saying, these will be responsible for encrypting and decrypting the partition where the data of the applications will be installed. As it says here, generate strong encryption keys based on hardware specifications and critical system files. This means that each computer on the network will have a completely different key, not the same key everywhere, for security reasons, one more time. Can you move to the next slide? Yeah, live monitoring, this is what I was saying. The SASH will be constantly monitoring the system to make sure that no one is trying to do any attempt of hacking the operating system. Can move to the next slide. So this SASH will have APIs. APIs to basically other systems can check if the system is secure or not, if everything is okay. It will also going to be responsible for encrypting and decrypting application secrets. Currently on our network, we have something that we called enterprise app. When you select it, basically you need to select for some number of nodes where your app can be installed. And the secrets of your application, they are encrypted by those machines, and only those machines can install your app. These will no longer be that way because all the nodes will be secured on the network. All the nodes will be able to install enterprise apps. So this is a big change, basically. We will make basically our network completely secure, or all our current nodes. Can we move to the next one? So this SaaS will be, like I said, uh, private code. You will not have access to the code of this project, and it will be built with higher code obfuscation techniques. So we will be releasing this together with the operating system. But even if someone is able to get the binary, again, like I said on start, nothing is impossible on IT, but we made sure that we made it as harder as possible so no one can go and check the code of this application. Can you move to the next one? Okay, this is also incorporates memory protections. So when things are executed, they are usually, this can be special use on virtual environments. You can go and somehow try to sniff the memory of your VMs and try to check what is running in there or what is being executed. We also had that in mind, and we applied memory protections. So even if someone tries to go and check the memory, it will not, let's say, again, nothing is impossible, but I would say it's practically impossible for anyone to try to understand what is this application doing. Can you move to the next slide? Anti-debugging measures.
Hold on. The good news too is if you mess with it, Vulture's going to find you. He always does.
This is like Vulture's like dream come true because he always is hunting for
yeah, I would not say that way. My dream come true is when we release this and we can say that some of the companies that we are working on,
careful. God, I got two of them over here now.
They feel okay. This is the time. Now that you have implemented this, let's start using the network. That is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-debugging measures. That is also one of the things that usually are hacker techniques to try to know what are the closed source projects doing, like SASH, and we apply anti-debugging measures. So if someone tries to debug the application recognizes it, and it makes you not, it doesn't give you any information, basically. Can you move to the next slide? Yeah.
Dan, I think somebody's whacking something in the back at your place.
Yeah, one more time. Yeah, sorry. There is some buildings.
Is it on your end, Walter? Okay, all good. Yeah, no,
sorry, it's here.
All good.
Yeah, so again, SASH also does some system checks the security boot of the operating system, the image hash, if it's okay, checks the integrity of many system files. This is like a representation of the SASH, what it does. I'm already explained most of what is in here. And that's it. Thank you.
Well, do you have time for some questions? Because
yeah, I still have like 10 minutes.
All right, we're gonna
before we go to the questions. Again, very important. Like I said, this is the vision that we had since long time, and I can say I'm very proud of what we are building, and I want to thank the entire team that is working on this. I will tell those names because they deserve it. This is not my baby. This is a teamwork that is being done in here. So I will say their names, but also their nicknames on Discord. We have David, that is Method. Ali, his nickname is also Ali. And we have Camille, XK for, I don't know how the nickname is spelled.
Just Camille.
It's Camille. And I also like to thank Thaddeus because he have been working together with us, discuss with the discussions that we are doing, the vision, helping us deciding some routes, what we should do, what we should not do. And I like to thank the entire team because I know they are all, how can I say, thrilled about this, and they are eager to have this ready for yesterday. It's what I usually say to the team. We want this for yesterday, but this is going on. This has been already been done, working on this for the last few months, and I think we are on the schedule. So, like I said, this is planned to be released until the end of this year, and I think it will be. But I will tell you this: if for any reason we are still not 100% comfortable for any reason, it will be delayed because this is very important and we cannot be releasing a not, let's say, finished or that we don't feel comfortable about. But also very important, despite we are doing lots of tests with the image, we don't own all the hardware that are present on the network. What does this mean? There might be some small problems that we will be on the support, willing to help and making the changes that if there are needed to make it work on different scenarios that we didn't anticipate. So this is what I want to share. So
all right,
is there questions?
Yeah,
we have a few.
Let me just hold on. Let me just throw something in there too, because I think this is important.
Yeah, you're gonna have to figure out the fire.
That seemed like a fire alarm.
Hopefully, it went out. I'm at the other. I'm at the other end of the house.
It's fine.
I'm at the
it's
far
fine.
End. Yeah.
This is the meme right here. It's fine in the fire in the back. Oh,
where did Volker go?
He went.
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay. No, I just wanted to point out too before my house burnt down that this is huge, guys. You wanted to talk about enterprise adoption, people coming on board and using the Flux ecosystem. This is it. This dots all the I's and crosses all the T's. This is when we started this thing 8 years ago, and we talked about eventually having our own operating system that allowed, for easy deployments. Anyone could basically run a node now. You just deploy the image, and hell, I think we're doing it on a USB stick, right? You can put it in a USB stick and load it to the computer. Boom, you're done. So, I mean, you could. This is a little bit of a leak, but you can see pre-configured hardware with this already. We're going to see our partners probably like Seed and, I think I have an NDA with them. Dell Computers, which will build some pre-configured units for us as well. And they'll be able to be purchased by anybody that wants to run infrastructure. So this is a game changer. This creates a whole new, there's nobody doing what we're doing. Nobody. So this is a game changer. So anyway, yeah. I'll let you go to the questions.
I think exactly the same because we know and we already work for big companies before we joined the Flux. And if I go and talk from one of my previous company where I work, hey, you want to try our decentralized network? The first thing they will ask me is about the security. And this is basically the most important feature that we will be releasing regarding the Flux network since the release. It's my opinion. So does it change the system requirements? No. They will not be changed. It was, I can share with you guys, it was on the roadmap, and we talk about changing the node hardware requirements, but we decided to not do it.
One change at a time.
Yeah, not do it for now. The kind of the apps that we have running on the network, the requirements that we have for the machines, they are currently enough. So, but like we said, we are in talks with different companies, and if we see there is a real use case for something that our network currently cannot run because of the hardware requirements, they will be changed. Okay, you can move for the next question.
I thought this was funny. Why would you go live right now? I'm at work. Sorry, folks. We're all at work. All good. Just listen in, and you can always watch later.
Just remember, Flux is global. So this is somebody's evening, this is somebody's morning, and this is somebody's afternoon. So quit your complaining.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a big change because, like you were saying, this will make it your computer like a black box, let's say like this. So you don't have access. You are running the service, but you will not have access to what is running in there. So it's a big change and very important change.
Yes, all our weight went into confidential containers.
That's not true because they are losing and I am gaining. So
so we're just shipping it over to Banter.
Yeah, you are shipping for Europe.
All right.
Okay, who will be in charge about regular updates of the node? Yeah, basically, we will be responsible for them. We will be the ones to be releasing the updates on the operating system when we want to update something on the operating system level, and on the Flux OS the same. I can already share with you guys that we are, one of the things that will happen is that, so currently when we release an update, if the nodes have the automatic updates turned on, they all update. That will change. That will change also for the image. So what will happen is that when we release an update, only a few percentage of the nodes will automatic update for that version. And we will be able to track and see if it's working like we expected. And only when we check that everything is running on the percentage that update, we will make it to be released to the entire network.
Yep, we will be sharing the presentation. We'll toss it on Flux Drive later, and then you can download it.
On my perspective, it will be much more easier on a perspective that you will almost don't have to supply any fields on the installation process. And regarding the maintenance, you will stop having that work. Basically, will not be responsible for it. You will only be responsible if something is not running properly, because if you have notifications turned on, you will receive the notifications and you will have to go and check what is happening and try to fix it. That's it.
Alliance, I'm leaving. Yes. Boo Alliance. I guess that was because of the Blizzard talk earlier. Still 8 nodes maximum per IP. How will UPnP interact with the OS?
Yes, that will remain the same. That will remain the same
for this. But when we do get to the point where we look at a collateral halving, we'll also look at those node structures. We're not going to ask you to run. I'm not saying we'll double it to 16, but what I am saying is we will look at the number of deployed nodes to make sure you can do a little bit more.
Regarding UPnP, I can also say something about it. That will be something new regarding the image installation. So if you have more than one node running on your own using UPnP, one of the things that usually people complain about is that you need to download the bootstrap of the daemon for each one of the nodes, and that takes time and bandwidth. So one of the things that the new install process will have is that after you install the first one, when you are installing a second one, it will automatically check on your local network if you are running a node. And if you are already running a node, it will download the blockchain from the other node on your network. So this will speed up dramatically the speed, because it's not using internet, it will using local internet. So if you have 100 megabytes local internet, it will download at that speed. If you have 1 gigabyte, that is the most common, it will download at, I would say, probably the speed that your disk accepted. So this is also something that we are working for the new image to make it more easier. Also, another thing is that you will no longer have to execute the multi-toolbox option 14 for UPnP. The UPnP, the ports will automatically be set by the image on the install process.
All right, we got a lot more to go through here. So,
well, hold on, Volter. That's been 10 minutes, so you probably need to head out.
I can answer for one or two.
4 more questions. One
not related with this.
No, I'll handle the collateral one, Davey. Just keep that one.
We'll wait yeah. We'll I'm just quickly going through here. So there's going to be some questions here, and they might be very short answers because we might still don't know what the answer really is. So we're going to go quickly through them. And like Raspberry Pi, is possible to run Flux OS?
Yes. Yes. No. Sorry. Basically, the ARM64 devices will be the only nodes on the network that will continue to run like they are running now. What does it mean is if someone on the network decides that their application is private, they want their data secure, it won't install on Raspberry Pi. But we will continue to allow not only the Raspberry Pi, also the Jetsons to run on the network. They will be only possible to run things that are public, like we have so many already on the network, like explorers, preset nodes, lots of type of applications that don't require privacy.
All right, quickly going through them. This one will we have to pass.
Yes, virtualization will still run.
All right, we kind of went through that already, so it's an auto update, I guess now.
Yeah, the idea is that it's going to be automatic.
I'll answer this one. Are those big customers waiting implementation of new OS and then adaptation goes to the moon? We know big customers are waiting for this. Will they go to the moon? That we don't know.
Yeah, we don't control that, but yes, we have customers awaiting for this to be released. Will deployment of the apps be the same? Yes. There will be new application specifications that we will be working on, probably right after the Project Arcane, or probably even at the same time. We will change just the way that when you currently select that you have an enterprise app, you currently have to select on what nodes you want the app to run. That will be removed because you will not be selecting them. All the nodes will be able to run the app. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention that I would just want to say it is currently node operators have on FluxOS on their web page, they can go and select if they want to install an application that is live on the network on their node. This will be removed also for a security reason. So it's the network that will be responsible to decide where the app is going to be installed.
All right.
Just one more.
Basically, yeah.
Yes. Okay, guys. I have to leave. It was a pleasure to be with you guys here. Thank you for receiving me. And let's keep it up, building this and make it as good as possible. So not only the community, but also us be proud of what we are doing.
Thank you, Walter. This is a game changer.
Thank you for your time.
Big shout out to you and your team, man. That you guys have been crushing it.
Okay, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Davey. So let's roll on to the next part. I know we got some questions in there, but we'll try to get to all the questions at the end.
We'll get to them as well. All right.
Let's run through the roadmap. So if you want to go ahead and roll our video, and then we'll start on the roadmap.
All right.
Dudes, that is only 2024. That's Q4. Like, that's legitimately Q4. That's most people's entire, 2 years. We're doing it in Q4. Historically, Q4 has been our time where we shine. We bring in, we have an idea of what we want to bring in by the end of the year, and everybody gets up for that, and we hammer it out, which is awesome. So.
Yeah, it brings up some interesting conversations at the beginning of the year, because Dan is like, what can we release now? And we're like, well, we got a lot of shit coming, and we just did a lot of stuff, but oh, he has control.
Oh, stop. I don't. Yeah, I kind of do that, don't I?
He has control.
All right, guys. All right. This is the upcoming roadmap. This is what we will be working on. I'm not going to read through every single one of these things. The slide will be available, but I'll just kind of browse through them as we move through. You can see some of the big pieces are the Flux Cloud, FluxEdge, Flux AI. A lot of stuff coming there. Flux AI is legitimately a game changer. If you have not checked it out yet, it's what is it? FluxAI.app. FluxAI.app. And let me tell you something. I fell down the rabbit hole, and 2 hours later, I had some of the coolest pics that you could ever. I was sending them to family. I've got my kids using Flux AI now. I've got my friends doing Flux AI now. And somebody just mentioned in chat, they said, get me intelligent documents and we'll drop ChatGPT. And that is coming. So there will be no reason to keep ChatGPT, which is expensive, and good luck trying to get it to work all the time, because it doesn't. And if you haven't used Flux AI, it is fast as hell. I mean, it is so fast. And the reason that is so fast is the nice thing about Edge and what we've done with Flux is we geolocate it. So you're not getting a data center in California that's going to be servicing customers in Europe, right? You're going to be getting servers in Europe that are providing service to people in Europe. That's a game changer across the board. So you can build big data centers, but get it in the hands of the people where it's supposed to be. So FluxEdge,
cheaper.
Sorry, it's not expensive. What is it? $5? for the premium version, and then we are going to have like a pro version. I think that's $20, but that brings in like a whole host of stuff that you can do. We got FluxEdge, which is, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to make sure that it's fast as and it's running on everybody's computers. That's the other thing. It's running on computers like this, not on mine, but that's the crazy part. It runs on everyday user, their computers. Did that come with challenges? Did that make our product better? So, yeah. But then you go through, because we're already at 850 or 950.
Yep. So we'll buzz, and I'm going to run over. So you guys are just going to have to either leave or come back later or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to go. Not you. Sit down. Okay. So Flux AI, Zelcore, if you saw in that Q4, add more assets. We've listened to the community and we know what that they want from Zelcore, and we're going to add it. You want more assets, you want more coins, you want more chains, tokens, so on and so forth. So we're really going to concentrate on that. SSP continues to get better and better and better. And if you haven't downloaded SSP, you really need to, because there will be a mobile version coming of this as well. So our stable of other products, if you've been under rock, we picked up Echo DAO, which is the Echo wallet, which is it's predominantly used with Cadena, but we're going to look at doing some things in the future with it. I don't know what yet. Right now, we tried to step in to fix a problem. They've got a pretty vibrant community using that platform, and we were able to step in and kind of support that till we figure out the next step. So, good stuff there. And of course, coin requests and Fluxpool. So we talked about Project Arcane. This is for Flux OS. Hardware requirements for Flux nodes. There will be new requirement for Flux nodes close to the collateral halvening. And if you don't know what the collateral halvening is, we've done one already. It's a scaling feature that's been built into Flux where we can basically take our nodes and duplicate them. And then we do that across all tiers. It's going to look a tad different this time because we want to make sure we focus on as many deployed pieces as we can get out there, because we need more infrastructure. We're only running about capacity-wise. We've been 50%-ish. We've been as slow as like
the math. Remember, Dan? I did the math for that one customer.
Yeah, we've got plenty of space, especially for those guys. But we've got plenty of space now. But we need to be thinking about the future, because as enterprise clients come on, we need to be able to scale on demand. And then our application-specific version 8, we'll get more into that down the road, but there are some application-specific pieces. FluxEdge. So we're going to be working on Flux. So Edge is 2 components, but someday will be 1 component. FluxEdge will include both FluxEdge and FluxCore. So you're just going to have one title. It's going to be called FluxEdge, and then you'll have you'll have one that is FluxCore, that is for the people that are deploying their infrastructure on Flux, and then you'll have the Flux AI or the FluxEdge piece that goes to enterprise. So that's good stuff. So web-based access to install scripts, benchmarks v2 with GPU support for new benchmarks, integration of KYC for machine providers. I want to make sure people understand you can still run this application without AML KYC, but you may not qualify for some of the enterprise pieces. Some of our enterprise customers have to have the security and just the way they feel about, there needs to be some AML KYC. Yeah, who you're working with, right? Know your customer. So, but you can still run all this infrastructure without doing any of that. You can, keep it. Everything links to your Flux ID. You can still keep on rolling. You just might not qualify for some of the bigger stuff. FluxEdge platform upgrades, persistent storage option for deployment management, and login shell events improvement. So we're constantly tweaking that UI. And I will tell you, FluxCore is probably going to come out of beta and into full release candidate, and Edge is probably going to come out of beta. I think it's alpha right now. It's going to come out of beta probably over the next 2 quarters, like this quarter and into next. We should have release candidates for both of those components, because that's one question that I get a lot is like, when are we getting out of beta? Because Flux plays it a little safe. We like to scale things and make sure that we get a lot of the problems addressed before we try to, roll out a product to everybody to use, because If they come to use your product and it sucks, they're not coming back. So we need to make sure they have a good feeling when they get to that product. It feels like a Web 2 infrastructure. They don't care about blockchain or crypto. They just want to deploy cheaper, faster, better, stronger. So, and that's us. FluxEdge pricing too with dynamic adjustments and committed rental discounts. This means if you're dedicating your info and it's being utilized for a specific component, we're going to make sure we give you a higher dynamic income. Some of you have heard me talk about dynamic node rewards, which will come probably in Q2 of next year. This is kind of like that for Edge. We put an emphasis on long-term. Okay, so let's say the University of Applied Science in Geneva, Switzerland needs 6 months of infrastructure. Well, you can't have Davey running his server and then dropping the network to go do something else because they're running crucial infrastructure. So we need to make sure we incentivize those people and keep them where they're at. Automated invoice payments, which is cool. You know, if you're a CIO level and you need to be doing these things, these are some of the requests we got from our future clients. Security and compliance enhancements. I mean, Davey has been working SOC 2 certification, all kinds of stuff on not only the Flux network, but also Edge. So over the next 2 years, we'll be working through a lot of those pieces, making sure that we address GDPR, HIPAA, PHI, all these pieces to make sure that we're up to snuff for some of these. Because make no mistake, medical, Davey happens to come from the medical world, as do I. Medical will use this platform. They would use it today if we had Arcane in place. So just keep that in mind. Healthcare they're looking for solutions and they're embracing solutions. It isn't like in crypto or fintech where everybody's pissed off because all of a sudden Bitcoin is starting to rule the world, right? These guys actually need the help. FluxEdge shared computer usage for CPU and GPU rentals. So eventually we're going to be able to rent all those out. Dual mining and customizable mining configurations for Flux Core. I think that's supposed to say for Flux Core. So basically, if you want to dual mine applications, Flux Core is going to be the leading mining operating system. And I can't tell you why, but I can tell you to get used to it and start using it. It's important. FluxEdge Marketplace aggregator sourcing compute for various other providers. We've already inked a tentative kind of like verbal communication with Akash to offer some of their services. So if you need an H100, historically we have partners that have H100s, but Akash definitely has H100s on hand. I don't see why you would need them, but we need to make sure that we have that availability. So you would definitely see us work with other marketplaces, if they're like legitimately working. And other than Akash and Flux, I don't know of any other ones that actually, are providing like the real service. So, your Clores and IONets and stuff like that, I don't, no comment, but we probably won't be using those. We talked about the aggregator, enhanced provider tools and interface. Again, for us to get to the enterprise, we need to make them comfortable in what the product they're using, and having those tools readily available are absolutely important. This is one that I'm super excited about. Daz, who is our lead for the AI arm, this has just gone like completely gangbusters. Matter of fact, we're going to be featured in a couple articles coming up about, about all of what has happened with Flux AI and the decentralized component of it and why it's so important. If you haven't tried it out, Flux One is now in Flux AI, which is our image generator, and it works hands down. It utilizes the Flux One protocol. We are Flux ONE. They are Flux _1. Okay, so we're using their product inside. Just so happens they're named Flux, which was pretty cool. Maybe we buy them. Who knows? Supporters edition. So basically, you'll get an edition for the people that are supporting it. API for developers. Flux AI Discord bot. Document intelligence. That's somebody in the chat mentioned that earlier. They said, I need that document intelligence to get rid of ChatGPT. You'll have that ability here very shortly, actually. I think we're already getting to the MVP on that. Flux AI bot trained on Flux data, and Flux AI official release exiting the beta phase. So I talked about that. We want to get all of our products out of beta and into full release candidate. We've basically used this year to flesh these things out, and I think we're ready for our full releases on everything come Q1. One thing I want to mention about Flux AI and why it makes it different than every other, we store no data. Your search history is not extracted and manipulated and profits and used for profit. We keep nothing. So there is persistent storage, so you can keep your old chat histories, because a lot of people like that. Like me, I do, I could do something and be like, hey, I did that and I really want to see that. So I'll scroll back to wherever it is and I'll find it, and then there it is. So, but this is a game changer, and people talk about AI and being controlled. We don't control the input models. We use open source infrastructure for all of this. So in this case, we're using Llama, what is it, 3.1? Something like that? I don't know.
Yes.
Whatever the new Llama is.
Yeah.
We are. Yeah. But we're going to bring
we're
that.
actually using 3. There's 3 different models we're using. And then...
Yeah, we're not limited to one. We're not limited to one model. We're using as many models as possible.
And we can add more whenever we want. And I know Daz is already playing, because I know NVIDIA released one yesterday, and I know he's playing with it, but it's a massive model. But the beauty of the system that we have with FluxEdge is that we have all this compute ready available that we can just tap into. So we're going to have, I think for the one that we're looking at, we would need like 3 4090s and then combine them to work it. So if you have multiple GPUs on your machine, we might be tapping in on that, just to give you a heads up.
So we'll move to Zelcore. We're working on our fiat off-ramp, and we recently announced that we partnered with Uphold, and they have a product called Topper, which is ridiculously sick. Pretty much every asset that they hold, you'll be able to do a seamless exchange with out of Zelcore. And then we also, I want to leak a little bit. I'm gonna. We are in the process of creating our own exchange. So essentially, you would be able to use Fusion. You would also be able to use our integration with Topper. You'd also be able to purchase crypto, the whole 9 yards. It'll be web-based. You will not be required to use Zelcore. Of course, you could use Zelcore for your signing, but you can use Wallet Connect. You can use, what are the other ones, Davey? Like there are any of the other ones that you can use, and you can do it all online and on the go. There'll be a mobile feature for it as well. But it will be integrated.
More products.
Well, this is all stuff that we already have. All we're doing is just putting it into one and aggregating it for you guys to make it super simple for you. So
yeah, we got and we have infrastructure that we can tap into and all that fun stuff. So
and the Uphold got, I'm not a super big. Everybody knows I'm not a super big fan of exchanges, but I do like the Uphold guys as in terms of not your coin, not your wallet, not your coin scenario. I always tell people use exchanges like public restrooms. Get in, do your business, and get the hell out. So but I do like what they are doing, and I do like what they've done with Topper. So that's good stuff. Somebody mentioned and said Topper's fees. We have custom fees for us, so they're actually, you can still use Eve inside of Zelcore, which basically picks the cheapest, and then you can select which one. Topper will be there. Shapeshift will be there. Changely will be there. Whatever we're offering inside of Zelcore, we're going to be offering on the website as well. SSP, where you'll be able to import custom features, multi-chain expansion, SSP mobile wallet, and fiat onboarding. And guess what Topper's using? Or SSP is using? It's using Topper, right? So you'll have fiat on and off ramps inside of there, which is super important. That is our roadmap as of right now. We have a lot of other cool things planned. I can tell you right now from business partnerships, we have some of the ones that are going to knock your socks off when we're ready for it. People say, well, when's that? When are you going to talk about that? When are you going to talk about those partners? I'll put it to you this way. Let us get Arcane in place, and then we'll start. You guys will actually be the ones that start demoing some of the games, the stuff that we're doing. And that will be fun because we're going to use you as a test model. So there might have been a Floydian slip in there. Just saying. So throw your questions up. We can open this up to anything, guys. We've got it's 10:05 now. We'll take like 15 minutes. So we'll answer.
Let's do 10 minutes because I have an important meeting in 25 minutes. That I literally just got, so kind of want to make sure we.
Is it what I think it is?
No, it's another one, an even better one.
Okay, well that would be impressive. All right, rapid fire, Davey. Fire them up there.
It's going to be dry. That's not a meeting with coffee, Alex. Come on, my coffee's long gone. Rapid fire, shall we?
Fire it. Just go from top to bottom.
All right. Okay, I guess this is from earlier still. I just want to one step back. The Flux OS thing, I've been asking that from the day I became the business lead. I've been bugging and chasing the guys for this for a long time. And seeing it now come to fruition is amazing. This is going to be a game changer regardless for everything. So, yeah.
Still,
you guys have no idea.
Still the coolest Still the coolest avatar in town. Juha.
Yeah, that's the other reason I wanted to bring it up, to be fair. All right. There's a
confidential containers changes the game.
We went
big
through
time.
all those questions already. Then
yeah, I know. I'm gonna just unstart. Well, why didn't you unstart then, dude?
Oh, because I suck at this. All right, let's be honest.
Where the Flux has all the weight gone from the team, has it gone to confidential containers? Hey, dude,
I'm sorry.
It's impressive because one thing the Flux team does is they see other people doing good stuff and they want to do it too. So I watched Caroline lose 65 pounds, and then one day I was looking at a picture and I'm like, I'm kind of fat. You know what I mean? I think I got a big gut going here. I need to get this gone. So then I started losing weight, and then Davey starts losing weight, and then we have other folks that are losing weight. So it's just, yeah.
We went on a health spree and within Flux, so we have to make sure we're good to go as well, right? So
such a powerhouse. How is Flux not a top 50 held top 10? Give it time, guys. Give it time. Will deployments of apps be the same? Yeah. Yes. I'm just going through them quick. Will the hardware requirements for the nodes change? No, not yet. Not till collateral halving. Does this mean our data in Flux Drive will also be encrypted? Yes, we will be working on that as well. IPF, we have our own version of Flux IPFS, so it's already encrypted now with the Flux IPFS.
Just ask Gorner from FluxRunner how much he loves it. He constantly talks about it.
He does. He does like it. How can I update my node on a VPS?
You'll get an ISO. Yeah, you'll get an ISO to upload to your provider.
Sounds like a node operator will have nothing to do with the initial installation of the Flux OS, and the node will take care of itself. Bingo! That's exactly what we want. Make it, and we're even taking it a step further. Like you can even buy a pre-configured hardware device. It's already ready to go that you literally just turn it on and put your info in, which is kind of cool.
I flagged that, but I don't remember flagging it.
What's the end goal of this partnership? I assume you're talking about the partnership that we were talking about. If that's the case, then our customers' goals are our goals. So, we don't necessarily have any predetermined expectations going into it. We're helping them scale and become a better product. Oh, already did that one. Shirt, it looks fire. Okay. That is the Flux Labs and that is the Skunkworks skunk. Yeah. So a lot of the things like we do with Arcane, we run it through a part of the project called Skunkworks, which is basically we let the guys use their guys and gals. We let them use their talents or God-given talents to work on things that may not be on our roadmap. And that's how we've gotten some really amazing projects, is going through that Skunkworks labs and then come out the other side with something that we really like. So that's a good one. Yeah, and you can get that shirt online. It's on the Got Flux store. It's gotflux.store, I believe it is. Lisa, I think she's going to make sure it's up there and in stock. So if anybody wants to buy it, have at it. Where do we go? When will cold wallet support be added? Probably will not. We've already linked Zelcore to Ledger and Trezor, so you can use those provided. All of our products, other than SSP is more like cold storage because of the way it's set up. You don't have a physical device, but you do have. We use snore addresses for multi-sig. And by the way, ETH can't even build that, and we build it. Just throwing that out there. We got to rock out sometimes, and and share things that we can do that nobody else can do. But we also presented it to the Ethereum Foundation, and I think they're going to pick up and run with it quite a bit as well. So, which is kind of cool. But I highly doubt we'll have like a Flux hardware wallet.
Nope.
I would like to know what the weakness of Flux are and what needs to be improved to provide a better service. Daniel, and you put it in caps, dude. Holy shit! Yeah. Are you yelling at me?
Yeah.
I think our it's not a weakness because I don't ever view anything as a weakness. I always look at them as opportunities. Yeah, and that's how our team. See, Davey said it before I even finished saying it, because he's heard me say it probably no less than 5,000 times. We look at where can we expand and grow. Obviously, making sure that regulation. We just launched a consortium with Akash, which was all over the news. We're going to do Web3 advocacy, DPIN advocacy, to make sure that people understand. And that's not only in the US, that's EU and other places, because we need to be a champion of the technology and not go through what Bitcoin and cryptocurrency has gone through. Because once the government figures out that they can't censor what's being provided, they're going to hate our guts. So we've got to get there early and explain to them what the value is and what they have to do to move from being reactive to being proactive to things now. So I always tell people, just because it's decentralized doesn't mean it's lawless. If you deploy it on Flux, they're going to fucking find you. Holy crap. I made it all the way through an hour and 15 minutes. That's the first F word, Davey. So I would think our biggest challenge or opportunity, and I got to go through these next ones real quick because Davey's got to go. Our major challenge and opportunities is around the regulatory landscape. Exchanges are risky business, always somebody getting targeted, like a hostile regulator, scammers, and hackers. That's because we don't actually take care of any of it. It's all done by third parties. So when you go in and you're using Topper, you're using their platform, not ours. So it's the best way to outsource and not have any exposure from a regulatory standpoint. We just can snap them into the current environment and off we go. So, but good point and good heads up. They now focus on marketing partnerships to attract more users, increase visibility, and expand beyond the crypto stance into industries like AI and cloud computing. Dude, the majority of the customers we talk to or are working with, none of them are crypto based. They're all legacy. Not a one.
Like, I'm working with blockchain projects, but when it comes to enterprise,
not a one. They're all legacy. They're all technologies that know they need to do or die.
And trust me, we are itching to release some of the folks we're working with, but you might never even know.
Yeah, Flux does not do marketing like partnerships. Like, look at us, we've got these guys as a partner. Like you set up an account on Google, and all of a sudden now Google's your partner. If you do that,
partner with Google, wow,
fuck off, man. Like, no, you know what I'm saying. Like, was it Avalanche that came out and said we're gonna support Web3 and run our nodes on Google, and then of course the price spikes because everybody's like, oh, you're a partner with Google. Fuck off. That's the worst thing you could do, man. Like, the evil empire is the whole reason we're building this shit. No comment. Will Arcane OS be the new OS for Flux Core? No. No, it's going to use same. I mean, we have to have Windows, we have to have Linux, we have to have Apple. So we're going to have to keep those for the Flux Core scenario.
Will we use similar technologies in the other ones? That's a different story. But
yes. We'll see. Don't you think it's time for Flux to focus on marketing partnerships to attract more users, increase awareness, given the project already offers so many technical solutions? Now, Prime Time has went well. We have one of the best marketing teams in the space. It's very difficult right now. I tell the guys it's kind of like pissing in the wind because when you're in a quasi bear market, which kind of we are, everybody's talking about October and shit like that. But really, when you look at it fundamentally, everything's just kind of like this, maybe a little bit down. So we're doing something different. We are going to work on affiliate programs. We're going to work on engagements. We're going to work on our customer base. And then, of course, with that, there'll be some announcements around partnerships that will definitely draw some attention to the project. But that's a secondary thought for us. And if you want one of those projects that drop those stupid ass marketing campaigns because they partnered with a cheese sandwich and they want to let everybody know this isn't the project for you, you know, you're probably going to have to find something else. Will document intelligence users upload documents to train the LLM, or will uploaded documents have the ability to be private and not used by the model? My corporate documents are confidential. Abso-fucking-lutely. And that is what sets Flux AI apart from every other platform out there. We do not steal your data. We do not harvest your data. We do not worry about what you've searched about. We don't give a shit. The product is exactly that. And exactly what you stated is what companies are looking for right now. They even want private networks. They even want no forward-facing AI components. They want a private internal network. And that's what we're building for them. And you can do that because of technology.
Even able to white label it. So there's actually, I'm working with 2 companies right now who will be basically transitioning over to Flux AI because they want to do exactly what you just said. It's a big ask. So, yeah.
So, leak of the week. Leak of the week, we're going to be rolling out our own web-based exchange linked to Wallet Connect and Zelcore and SSP and every other signing model that you can have. It's going to also allow you to claim Fusion rewards directly from the platform without having to go through Zelcore to do that. So that opens us up big time for people to be able to utilize the parallel assets even more. So lots of good stuff coming there. Guys, we're way overdue, and I thank you all for hanging out and letting us, head down our rabbit hole. We've gotten requests for the State of the Union. The State of the Union will happen this year. It's probably going to happen in December, okay, because we want some release pieces to happen before that. And we're going to just go over everything holistically. And if you're not familiar with what the State of the Union is, go check it out on YouTube. But that's a 2-hour presentation, so you guys can watch whenever you want to watch it. It's long. So I've already started working on it, and we'll start getting that out to you guys. It explains business functions. It explains where we're at in development. It explains where the project's at, where our products are at. And it's probably the most in-depth that you'll ever get. This upcoming State of the Union, you, who are our partners and our customers and our community, will feel like you know exactly what's going on. There'll be no ambiguity. So, you know us. We're very transparent. We like to share things with you guys because you're our testing community. So when you're prepared for things, it works better for us. So, without any further ado, I'll cut you guys loose. Davey, play us out.
Oh, why do they lie? Yeah. There's only one way to go, and that's Web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people. Fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people. Fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we web 3.0. I know we fighting these corporate tyrants. They try to silence, but we can see. They tried to censor our speech. They want no privacy. At night I can't sleep, cause my data, they gonna breach. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all the people. Fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we web 3.0. Don't be evil, Flux freeing all my people. Fluxing on them now like a cheat code. Flux gon' keep you from a breach though. And you know we web 3.0. And you know we web 3.0. And you know we web 3.0.